How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. In this video we're going to check out this flash from Neewer called Neewer Z2. Many years ago I remember Neewer was making these budget-friendly ball heads and tripods, but they have evolved a lot. I was surprised when I checked their websites how many products they have expanded their range to. So now they have strobes, speed lights, video lights, and all sorts of batteries, accessories, and so on, many things. Obviously, they have progressed a lot, and in this video, we're going to review the Z2 Flash. Let's do it. Before I continue this video, I do want to make a disclaimer. Neewer did send me this flash free of charge so I can make this review. However, they have not paid me, and all opinions and thoughts expressed in this video are my own. First, I want to open the box to see what's inside. And inside we have this foam case which holds all accessories including the flash itself, which is nice. We get a pouch, a charger, a cable, a 2600 mAh battery and a dock. Also this rubber gasket that goes around the foot of the flash and is meant to stop water from going in. And I couldn't help but notice that the layout looks similar to that of Godox lights, and also some accessories look almost the same. I guess they share some components and technology, but one thing is certain, they are not radio compatible. So you cannot use the radio of one flash to control the light of another. The zoom on this flash is about the same as on other round head flashes out there. So it's between 28 and 105 millimeter. Recycling times are actually quite good. For a full power flash, it's 1.5 seconds, and it gets better as you decrease the power. And that is about the same as you would get, for example, on a standard V1 light, which of course is not a bad thing. It's actually pretty good. Okay, the next thing we're going to have a look at are the functions and options of this light. So this light can be used in manual mode, TTL and stroboscopic. Moreover, it can be used as a radio master as well as a slave. If you want to use it as an optical slave, you can do as well because it comes equipped with that function. I do want to mention that the optical sensor is at the front, so you want to make sure not to block it with anything, because otherwise it will not trigger. Also, compared to a Godox light, it's not quite sensitive. But in their defense, I will say that most people won't rely on an optical slave when shooting professionally anyway, because no matter how good it is, it won't be as reliable as radio. Personally, I have never used optical slave professionally because radio is so much more reliable. Not to mention that optical slaves do not work reliably at all when the light that triggers them is far away. If you want to use a PC sync cable with this light, you can, thanks to this 2.5mm TRS port on the side. And as far as options, it has pretty much all the options you would want from a flash, and I appreciate how the majority of your options are displayed on the screen relevant to your mode, so you don't have to search through the menu to find them. I do wish you had TCM because I couldn't find that in the menu, and the only other thing that I couldn't see on this flash is that scale which tells you how far you should be from your subject to get a correct exposure. But I'll be honest, I have not used TCM all that much. It's just that it would be nice to have it just in case, you know, I decide to shoot manually, and you could give me like a rough estimate of what my power setting should be. In regards to power, the flash is 76 watts second, just like most of the flashes out there on the market. When it comes to color temperature, Neewer claims that it's 5600 plus minus 200 Kelvin. However, I have noticed when comparing it to a Godox light, like a V1 for example, which also claims to be 5600 plus minus 200, that the pictures coming from the Neewer flash are a little bit warmer. So I'm not entirely sure how warm they are because I don't have a way to measure it, but they are slightly warmer in comparison to pictures taken with a Godox light. And it's not a huge difference, and to be honest, it shouldn't matter much because if you're shooting RAW, you can simply adjust your white balance in post. And doesn't make any difference really, but it's just something that I noticed and I thought I should point it out. Unfortunately, I cannot show you guys a demo of the radio controller and its reliability because I didn't get a radio controller from Neewer. I have used the Godox transmitter and receiver to remotely trigger it. I don't have the Sony version of the Z2, but in case you're wondering whether this works with the Sony A9 Mark III, it actually does, but I use the Godox transmitter and receiver, and when using the camera's maximum shutter speed, which is 1/80,000 of a second, I can get a correct exposure with the Z2. So I presume if you get the Sony version of it, it should work with this camera. When it comes to gadgets, my beliefs are that we should get what we pay for, and you'll hear me whine a lot about products being too expensive. The Z2 was initially priced at £250 in the UK, and initially I thought that was a bit of a tough sell, given that there are other systems on the market which offer more options for similar prices, which sort of make them more compelling. However, Neewer has reduced the price of the Z2, so the Z2 with a 2600 mAh battery now is £179, which I think is a fair price when you compare it to like a brand new Sony flash or a Nikon flash, which they cost a lot. Not only that, but it can be found for different prices on other websites, and if those prices are real and you get the same product, that's really good value. My thoughts are that Neewer have done a great job with this light, and if I were to buy into an ecosystem today, I would probably consider it, and I do recommend it. The reality is that there are other systems out there which are a little bit more mature and have more options, which make them a little bit more compelling, but I'm glad that Neewer has reduced the price because this will help them stand out more and gain more market share with this product. There is potential for growth if they keep on coming up with good quality products such as this one. Like I said, a few years back, they weren't as popular, but they have made a lot of progress. And if they stay on this path, they could become as popular and mature as the competition, if not even more. Before I conclude this video, let's quickly recap some of the good things about the Neewer Z2. So I like the fact that all the information relevant to the mode you're in at that moment are shown on your display. And speaking of the display, it's large and seems to be of higher quality than those found on other lights, and the visibility is also very good, as well as in direct sunlight, although you may not use this in direct sunlight because it's only 76 watts second. The foot is made of metal, which should make it durable and long lasting. That's also the case with lights sold by Godox nowadays. Previously they were selling it with a plastic foot, and of course they were breaking, and it actually happened to me as well, and I had to change it on one of my lights. I like the fact that it has two modeling lamps, which I have mentioned in previous videos that they should have two modeling lamps because depending on how you use it, you may be blocking one or the other. It also comes with this rubber gasket, which should stop water from reaching your foot. And I also appreciate the fact that they added this TTL to manual switch, which helps switching between modes faster. Plus, like I mentioned, I'm glad that they equipped the flash with a metal foot, so long as you don't drop it and you don't throw it around, I can see this flash lasting a long time. Okay, let's have a look at the things that could have been better on this flash. So I've used this flash quite a bit and there aren't a lot of things that I don't like about it, but I guess it would have been nice if it was equipped with TCM, and I wish the locking switch would provide a better feedback like a click when locking and unlocking. But other than that, I have no complaints, and I'm actually surprised that it's this good. I'm sure if anyone bought the Z2 today, they will not be disappointed. But anyway, that's all I had to say about the Z2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next time. Take care now.